NewsHour Special Edition.
Hello and a very warm welcome. You're watching NewsHour Special Edition with me, Priya Bahal. Exactly a month after Rahul Gandhi's visit to Manipur, a delegation of 21 MPs from 16 opposition parties went on a 48-hour fact-finding mission to the strife-torn state. And while the assurances before embarking on the mission were about not engaging in politics, it was almost inevitable that the trip would be used to ask questions from the government at the center. It began with meeting with the victims of violence in relief camps and ended with submission of a memorandum to the governor. Requesting the governor to restore peace and normalcy in the state, the anti-BJP team alleged that Prime Minister's silence over the continuing violence in the state showed his brazen indifference. And while Team INDIA is prioritizing people's pain, Prime Minister Narendra Modi is busy voicing his Man Ki Baat instead of doing Manipur Ki Baat. Tomorrow, the returning MPs will brief INDIA parties' floor leaders about their takeaways. But even as the opposition repeats that nothing short of Prime Minister's address will suffice, BJP has once again extended the offer for debate on the floor of the parliament. The ruling party has invited the opposition to engage and not run away from a discussion.
I do not know how the situation could be resolved. So now it has already reached a crescendo. I do not know when and how the government will react because time has already been running out. We have adopted the instrument of no contest motion. Our government has been dilly-dallying the discussion, and meanwhile daily disruption has been also continuing on because out of desperation we are trying to draw the attention of this government, and government is also hell-bent upon not considering our demand. The outcome is the disruption.
ये जो हमारे विरोधी जो जा रहे हैं पॉलिटिकल टूरिज्म करने के लिए, इससे कुछ लाभ नहीं होगा. सबको बैठ के इसको सुलझाना है. और मणिपुर में पहली बार हुआ है ऐसा नहीं, सालों हम देखे हैं कि दिनों तक मणिपुर बंद रहता था. लेकिन जो घटना घट रही है इसको हमें सुलझाना है. हम चाहते हैं कि सुलझे. हम लोकसभा में डिबेट चाहते हैं, बाहर भी हम डिबेट चाहते हैं, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं.
We've come back extremely pained and saddened and disheartened to see the situation on the ground. After meeting the victims, we've come back extremely sad, and it's been a very unfortunate to see the state of Manipur as is today. In our meeting with the governor, we said that what we have started as India Alliance, which is to visit the state of Manipur and assess the situation on the ground, that should be emulated by the Prime Minister, and he should also visit Manipur and if possible lead an all-party delegation, and we would be happy to go back to Manipur again and initiate the process of peace.
फिर राजनीति शुरू हो जाएगी. संसद को किस प्रकार टप करना है, पार्लियामेंट को किस प्रकार से बंद करना है, यही उनकी रणनीति रहेगी. सॉल्यूशन किस प्रकार से सॉल्व करना है, ये उनकी रणनीति नहीं रहेगी. सुलझाना ये कभी रणनीति नहीं रहती है, उलझाना यही उनकी रणनीति रहती है. यह चिंता का विषय और दुख का विषय है. आप बताइए, क्या ये हकीकत नहीं है कि मणिपुर में 90 के दशक में जब दंगे होते थे वो किस प्रकार का रूप होता था? कभी पार्लियामेंट में इन्होंने चर्चा की? एक बार भी चर्चा नहीं की. उनके कोई गृह मंत्री मणिपुर में जाकर एक दिन भी चर्चा करके नहीं आए हैं. वहां उस समय नहीं गए जब 1000 से अधिक, लगभग 1600 लोगों की मौत हुई है उनके कार्यकाल में.
गृह मंत्री जी ने अभी भी कहा, पहले दिन से कहा कि चर्चा कीजिए, मैं बयान दूंगा, पूरी स्थिति स्पष्ट करेंगे, छिपाने के लिए कुछ नहीं है. गृह मंत्री जी स्वयं 4 दिन मणिपुर में रहे. हमने हर कदम उठाया मणिपुर में शांति बहाल करने के लिए. विपक्ष अशांति फैलाने का काम ना करे. विपक्ष चर्चा में रहने के लिए भ्रम और भय न फैलाए. विपक्ष चर्चा में भाग ले, ना कि राजनीति.
So the question now is, will the opposition table its takeaways in the House? Is Prime Minister's statement a valid non-negotiable for way ahead? And finally, who is avoiding a debate on Manipur? Joining me now on the broadcast is RP Singh, he's BJP's national spokesperson, Kovai Sathyan, AIADMK spokesperson as well, Dr. Mahua Maji, who is a JMM Rajya Sabha MP, and she was a part of the delegation that went to Manipur, Advocate Koustav Bagchi, who is a spokesperson of the Bengal Congress, and Tauseef Ur Rehman from the TMC. My first question to you, ma'am, you were a part of the delegation that went to Manipur, and the memorandum that you have submitted says silence of Honorable Prime Minister shows his brazen indifference to the violence in Manipur. आपको ऐसा क्यों लगता है कि पीएम का खुद कुछ नहीं बोलना, जो कि गलत है क्योंकि उन्हें पार्लियामेंट सेशन शुरू होने से पहले ही बोला है इसके बारे में, इज ब्रेजन इंडिफरेंस?
देखिए, ऐसा है कि मणिपुर में जो कुछ भी घटना अभी घटित हो रही है, चूंकि वहाँ इंटरनेट कनेक्शन बंद है पिछले 3 महीने से, इसलिए लोगों को पता नहीं चल रहा है कि स्थिति कितनी विकट है, और इस तरह से सबकी चुप्पी बहुत हैरान करने वाली है।
बट मैम, आपको तो पता चल रहा है,
वहाँ 3 दिन
देखिए इंटरनेट नहीं है तो फिर
हो चुकी है।
अगर पीएम बोलेंगे तो भी नहीं पता चलेगा। अगर आप कह रहे हैं आपके हिसाब से उन्होंने बोला नहीं है।
अभी हम लोग जब गए तो हमें वस्तुस्थिति जब पता चली, हम लोग को भी लग रहा था कि शायद अब सब ठीक होने वाला है, लेकिन वहां जाने के बाद हमने देखा, हमने मैतेई के कैंप में भी गए, हम लोग कुकी के कैंप में भी गए, और हर जगह जाने के बाद जो निष्कर्ष आया उसे पता चला कि दोनों डरे हुए हैं, दोनों के घर जल रहे हैं, दोनों के यहाँ मारपीट हत्याएं हो रही है, लोग खेत में नहीं जा पा रहे हैं, वहाँ गोली चल रही है।
अच्छा।
अभी हाल में ही बमबारी भी हुई है। आपको सुनकर हैरानी होगी कि स्वयं माननीय राज्यपाल महोदया ने भी हम लोगों से कहा, कैंप के लोगों ने तो कहा ही था कि जिस ट्रक में करके जैसे करके उनके भोजन और दूसरी जरूरत के सामान जा रहे हैं, उनको रास्ते में लूट लिया जा रहा है, वहां पर रोक लिया जा रहा है, यहाँ तक कि खाद्य पदार्थ वगैरह नहीं सप्लाई हो रहा है वहां पर।
अच्छा,
तो ऐसी स्थिति है, और अभी भी इतनी अधिक हिंसा, इतना तनाव है, तो इसमें सबका चुप रहना और इस पर बात नहीं करना पार्लियामेंट में आकर, यही टीम इंडिया चाहती है कि उस पर बात होनी चाहिए पार्लियामेंट में आकर। माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी मन की बात भी करते हैं, हम सबको पसंद है, हम सब अप्रिशिएट करते हैं, हम लोग चाह रहे हैं कि वो इस विषय पे बोले, और जरूरत पड़े तो एक सभी पार्टियों की एक टीम फिर से जाए वहां पर, क्योंकि माननीय गवर्नर भी यही चाहती हैं, क्योंकि उनसे ये देखा नहीं जा रहा है वहां की स्थिति।
तो क्या
कह रहे हैं कि ऐसी हालत हो गई,
तो क्या हम ये उम्मीद करें कि कल जब पार्लियामेंट कन्वीन होगी तो आप इस बात पे चर्चा होने देंगे?
बिल्कुल, हम लोग तो चाहेंगे ही कि इस पर चर्चा हो, ये प्रायोरिटी है हमारी। हमारे पास बहुत सारे एजेंडे थे। जब फर्स्ट मीटिंग हुई थी पार्लियामेंट शुरू होने के समय में, तो उसमें हमारे पास कई एजेंडे आए थे। इसमें ट्रेल हादसा, रेल सुरक्षा से लेके फिर और भी बहुत सारे मुद्दे थे, लेकिन उसको हमने दरकिनार करके इसको प्रायोरिटी दी, क्योंकि ये बहुत बड़ी घटना है, और इससे 140 लोगों की मौत हुई है अब तक। ये तो रिकॉर्डेड है, और जो रिकॉर्डेड नहीं है उसके
बाद that even MHA has submitted, they have mentioned on record, they are not hiding that fact. In fact, you're saying 140. The MHA has put the number at 150 till the 24th of July. But Mr. RP Singh, the opposition is saying that we want to present the facts as we have seen them with our own eyes. Will Prime Minister be willing to see, hear and then speak up on the matter?
Well, when you speak on the channel, when you represent your channel, or when you do the telecast, you represent the channel. It's not the individual. Same is the case with the cabinet also. When the Home Minister speaks, or when he says, "I am prepared to discuss each and every issue set bare," it means it is part of the collective responsibility of the cabinet. He is answering on behalf of the cabinet, and so it be. Amit Shah ji has written to both the leader of the houses, Mr. Mallikarjun Kharge and Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary ji, that let's discuss this. And he's written a letter to both of them saying, come discuss the subject. But they want to use this as a launching pad for INDIA, as their political launching pad. All the best to them. They have been there. Now they want to discuss it tomorrow. They can discuss it tomorrow also. They can discuss the subject tomorrow. But now, since they have given a vote of no confidence, motion on vote of no confidence, so they will have to wait for another few days when the vote of no confidence happen, and probably then the issue will be discussed. But this is no way. I mean that you arm twist the government. No, only the Prime Minister has to answer. If you want me to show you a letter, I have a detailed report of the Rajya Sabha proceedings. This is a letter of the Rajya Sabha proceeding which categorically states in 1993 when more than 100 people died and then there was total bandh and collapse of the law and order there also. Mr. PM said then the State Home Minister answered on behalf of the government. Manmohan Singh was the Prime Minister and Manmohan Singh represented Assam. Some years back when he was the Prime Minister, there was a clash between Bodos and the other militant group. More than 400 people, more than 100 people died and 4 lakh got displaced. Manmohan Singh never answered in the House, although he was the member Rajya Sabha from the Assam. So it's not that only the Prime Minister has to answer, but as I said, it's because of their political objectives they are doing it, and then they are using this Manipur as a launch pad for their political new grouping. But it would have been better that had they also visited Calcutta also.
Okay.
Conditions is no better in Calcutta. So many times sixes have been passed by the court also on Calcutta, and then 2 women were stripped in on the street and were
in fact, TMC is also moving resolution on Manipur in the West Bengal Legislative Assembly tomorrow. That is the breaking development that we are getting right now. And on that point, Advocate Koustav Bagchi, आप चर्चा में रहना चाहते हैं, चर्चा नहीं करना चाहते हैं, is the allegation that BJP is leveling, that from Home Minister himself to Rajnath Singh to the Parliamentary Affairs Minister have said not on one occasion but on multiple times कि आप आइए, आप बात करिए, आपको जो बोलना है, questions raise करने हैं, doubts raise करने हैं, हमारी incapabilities बतानी है, speak on the floor of the House. The nation will also know. What is stopping you from doing that?
No, but is the government interested in doing so? Today what Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary ji has also said that Manipur is something which is creating a security threat for the country itself.
No, but why do you think that the government is not interested? Why would Home Minister say in both the houses of the Parliament that not only a discussion, we'll have a debate, we'll also reply to it for as long as you want if they were not interested?
No, why is the Prime Minister silent? He conducts Man Ki Baat on each and every occasion, but for a burning issue like Manipur, Prime Minister can comment on the political turmoil of Bengal. We very much appreciate that.
When
Okay, Mr. Bagchi, I have a simple question. As somebody,
Please, I would request you to kindly hold your horses for some time. Kindly hold your horses for some time. What I'm trying to say is, when the Prime Minister is very eager to address political turmoil in Bengal, we appreciate that. We will not say that we do not appreciate that. We very much appreciate that. Prime Minister addressing the situation in Bengal. But at the same time,
no, it is Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary. It is Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary, sir.
Lost.
It is Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary, sir, who was sitting on a dharna.
I have said, kindly hold your horses for some time. Kindly hold your horses for some time. Let me complete what I'm trying to say. See, if this be the attitude, I'm not...
Sir, please finish your point. Please finish your point. Mr. Singh, I'll come back to you. Please finish your point.
What I'm trying to say is, we are very much eager to hear the Prime Minister on this issue. Prime Minister keeps on conducting Man Ki Baat on each and every issue. We appreciate that. Prime Minister is talking about the political turmoil in Bengal. We appreciate that. But 150 lives lost in Manipur. And there has been an incident which has totally insulted the entire nation of 2 women being stripped in public.
Mr.
What I'm
Bagchi,
trying to say, just because of 2 Lok Sabha seats and that Mr. Prime Minister is not interested in Manipur, is that the BJP stand with regard to Manipur?
Mr. Bagchi, why do you think that as the Home Minister who is in charge of law and order and who has spent 3 days in the state himself, held over 15 meetings with all the stakeholders, whose Minister of State has been in the state from 25th of May to the 17th of June, he is not more capable of answering your questions, whatever they may be, and Prime Minister is the one who should speak up?
It's not Shah ki sarkar, it's not BJP ki sarkar, but it's Modi sarkar. That is why we want to hear from Mr. Modi. It's
Okay.
Mr. Modi who has been vocal on various issues.
It has
Then why
become
not Manipur?
a
Just
battle
because
of
two
one-upmanship
MPs in
and
Manipur.
brinkmanship. Mr. RP Singh, should, given the gravity of the situation, Prime Minister and the ruling party not make an exception, and Prime Minister should come forth and say, okay, this is a confidence-building measure from my side. We admit that there have been issues, and nobody can deny that this problem has gone on for 84 days. Too many could have been resolved much earlier. Should that be a non-negotiable?
Well, Prime Minister never said that he won't speak, but they want Prime Minister to open the debate. I mean, I'm shocked. I mean, because I told you, they are using this as a launch pad for their new setup, INDIA. That's the only reason. Otherwise, I just showed you the State Home Minister, Mr. Syed, answered on behalf of the government in 1993 when he was supposed to answer, when the government was supposed to answer, when Prime Minister was supposed to speak. But Mr. Syed was the State Home Minister, not even the Home Minister for that regard. And also, as I told you, 2012, more than 100 people died in Assam between the Bodo and the Bengali Bengali Muslims clash. And 4 lakh got people displaced. Sir, I never interrupted you.
Had this been any other Congress ruled
Sir,
government,
Mr. Manmohan Singh ji was the member parliament for Assam.
Prime Minister
Mr. Manmohan Singh was the member parliament
Yes,
for
and
Assam.
Mr. Bagchi,
He never
since you
even
come
uttered a
from
word
Bengal,
in the parliament. And when
Manmohan
Assam was
Singh
burning,
in
and it was a Republican Sarkar even then,
also
because
wasn't
Assam
okay with
government
discussing
and central
Nandigram.
government
And
both
if I
was
could...
Congress.
Yes, that's the point that Mr. RP Singh is making. And since Mr. Bagchi comes from Bengal, if I could quote what Prime Minister Manmohan Singh said in 2007 when he was asked to speak about violence in Nandigram, he said these matters are being discussed in the parliament. I would not like to comment. Does that then not seem like unfair on the part of the opposition, Mr. Tauseef Ur Rehman, to say that it is either our way or highway? Either we'll hear the Prime Minister speak or we'll hold the proceedings in the Parliament.
Ma'am, absolutely. I mean, it is a very simple process.
Mr. Bagchi, let others speak, please.
That the situation in Nandigram and
Shall I speak?
Yes, please, Mr. Rehman.
I mean, yeah, it's a simple process what the India party is asking and what the nation is asking for. If the India party and the people of India is asking Shri Narendra Modi to come inside the parliament and speak for 10 minutes or 15 minutes, why? Because first of all, he's the Prime Minister of India. Second, he heads the Council of Ministers. So in 2014, when he was promising each and every Indian that आप मुझे दिल्ली लेकर जाइए, आप मुझे पार्लियामेंट लेकर जाइए, मैं आपकी चौकीदारी करूंगा. So I don't understand that the India party or any citizen is asking much for it. Everyone wants to hear Narendra Modi because he's a great orator. And he can explain the exact situation, what is happening in Manipur. You know, ma'am, I've been hearing that there is nothing new in Manipur. Earlier also, it used to shut down for many days. But the question is, when we talk about the Modi government, they talk about a strong governance in India. So if it is true, it is about strong governance, then why this happened? The double engine failed on all aspects. If Congress failed to control Manipur, again I'm repeating, if Congress failed to control Manipur, then what is the difference between the strong and weak governance? In 2017, the Modi government, before the state assembly election in Manipur, they promised a peace talk between the two communities. The suspension of operation was being promised with a swift operation, but again it was withdrawn. It is withdrawn. Why it is withdrawn? I don't understand why the SO has been withdrawn. My respectable panelists, RP Singh is here. I just want to know, आपने suspension of operation को क्यों बंद कर दिया? आपको गुस्सा क्यों आता है अगर मणिपुर पे चर्चा होता है? आप बंगाल पे चर्चा करो. I am here to answer each and every aspect. If you want to blame me that Bengal is not functional, if Rajasthan is not functional, if Chhattisgarh is not functional, if Jammu Kashmir is not functional, that my friend, India is not in a functional position. Then who's to be blamed?
Mr.
RP
Singh,
do you want to blame Narendra Modi that
TMC
India
is
not in a functional state as of now?
We are okay if you want to discuss what is happening in West Bengal, but the Prime Minister must address what is happening in Manipur and nobody else apart from the Prime Minister.
as I said, Prime Minister never said that he won't address the Parliament. Need be, he will address. But the Home Minister is in charge of the internal security, one, and otherwise also, for your information, State Home Minister was there for more than 20 days in Manipur, and he would have given a proper feedback to the Home Minister, and Home Minister is saying, I'm prepared to discuss as long you want to discuss. But they don't want to discuss. They want Prime Minister should answer. I mean, sir, there's a responsibility of each and every cabinet minister on each and every subject. Tomorrow on defense, it will be Rajnath Singh ji who will speak. On civil aviation, it will be Sindhia ji who will speak. So every
but do
minister
you think, Mr. Singh, as a confidence building measure,
Amit Shah, who's in charge,
you should
he's
at
in
least,
charge of the Northeast also.
With whatever has happened in Manipur, as a confidence building measure, should you at least reprimand N. Biren Singh? Is he not accountable for not acting in time?
Ma'am, it will discuss. I don't want to discuss it now in the TV debate. What all will be done or what all has been done. The whole of the inquiry is with the CBI now, and matters will be dealt outside the state.
Okay.
But my friend from TMC should also tell us more than 50 people died in the poll violence. 2 more were just recently stripped and then made...
Sir, actually, let's just focus on Manipur because there is enough of whataboutery already going around.
I never interrupted you. Sir,
let's not become a party to that. Tomorrow we'll have a parliament session convening.
Did I interrupt you? No, ma'am, no, ma'am. I mean, do you think death of 50 people is less?
No, sir, not at all. Neither.
It doesn't count. It doesn't matter.
I don't think so. Our channel doesn't think so, and this country doesn't think so. But the same thing that we say when we discuss West Bengal and the guests come in from the TMC and say, oh my God, why are you talking about West Bengal? Because look what is happening in Manipur. In fact, even today I have refrained from mentioning what Mamata Banerjee has said. She says, my heart aches deeply upon hearing the heart-wrenching stories from Manipur, and I haven't brought it up because I don't want to bring about, indulge in whataboutery, saying what about the heart-wrenching story of women coming in from West Bengal, whether it was 2019 post-poll violence or the panchayat elections. The focus is Manipur, and it should be Manipur as well as a solution for the people of Manipur, which is why I'm asking you, if somebody who is asking questions of you, when you say that others should be sensitive, should you not be seen as acting as well?
I said the CBI is already holding inquiry into the complete matter. All cases will be dealt outside the state. There are more than 30,000 people who have been deployed on ground. Need be more can be sent. But all that has to be discussed in the parliament. And then, I mean, by going there and then rubbing salt on the wound of the people, it's not going to help. Is by passing a joint resolution by the parliament. Please, sir, stop haggling. By passing a joint resolution. Arey sir, ek minute rukiye sahab. Rukiye na sahab, aapko toka nahi, sir toka nahi.
No, I would also like to bring in Mr. Kovai Sathyan. He's been extremely patient.
Ye अच्छी बात नहीं है, sir.
Let Mr. R.P. Singh finish.
Sir, please.
We'll come back. We'll circle back to everyone. Let Mr. R.P. Singh finish, please.
Had they passed a joint resolution in the parliament condemning everything.
Right. Mr. Kovai Sathyan, who do you think in this situation is being sensationalist and who is being sensitive?
See, sitting down in Chennai, thousands of miles away, even today, like us, the nation doesn't know what's the real issue and problem in Manipur. Everybody know all is not well in Manipur. Even after a 2-day visit of the so-called opposition, it is evident and clear that even the opposition doesn't know what the real problem is. All they are interested is for a political narrative, and they are up in arms as political scavengers. They want to discuss in the parliament. When the Home Minister has come forward and said, let's discuss, people don't understand what difference will it make, the narration by the Home Minister and the Prime Minister, if at all Narendra Modi speaks on this issue. Maybe the delivery might be different, the way they put across things might be different, but the facts remains the same. And why opposition is not able to say what the real issue and problem is? They have come out and said all is not well in the relief camps. But what the opposition has done as a responsible opposition, have they extended any help to the people who are there in the place? Have they given a pinch of salt to them? No. They just came out and said infrastructure is not well, people are not well, Manipur is burning. Everybody knows Manipur is burning. What is the issue? What is the problem according to the opposition? And where do you want the ruling government to give a solution? They are not clear. All they are interested is to build up a narrative that PM has to come to the parliament and speak.
डॉक्टर माजी,
And it is
आप इस
evident
मुद्दे
that
को
whatever
इस्तेमाल
PM
कर
has
रहे
to
हैं
say,
केवल
they are not going
पॉलिटिकल
to take
पॉइंट
it. They will
स्कोरिंग
say,
के लिए।
no, this is not
सोल्यूशन
the
तो
fact.
आपकी प्रायोरिटी है ही नहीं। सोल्यूशन होता तो आप वापस आते, आप बोलते ओके दीज आर द 5 थिंग्स एंड द बीजेपी हैज बीन एड नॉजियम सेइंग कि ये तो लेगेसी इशू है, ये इतने जी। ऐसा क्या फैक्ट मिला है आपको जो कि कल आप पार्लियामेंट में प्रेजेंट करेंगे? कल सुबह आपकी मीटिंग है, आप फ्लोर लीडर्स को, फ्लोर स्ट्रैटेजी पे आप अपनी पार्टी के लीडर्स को ब्रीफ करेंगे।
बिल्कुल।
क्या होगी वो ब्रीफिंग?
देखिए, आज जब माननीय गवर्नर से भी बात हुई तो वो खुद भी परेशान थी। उन्होंने भी कहा कि इस हिंसा का कोई सॉल्यूशन हमारे पास नहीं है, आप सभी लोग मिलकर इसका कोई रास्ता निकालिए। उन्होंने
तो
भी सजेस्ट
आपने
किया
रास्ता क्या निकाला मैम? आप तो
ऑपोजिशन पार्टीज,
आप ये प्लान बनाकर
ऑल इंडिया पार्टी को लेकर, हमें ऐसा लगता है, मैं बता रही हूँ, मुझे बोलने का मौका दिया जाए, मैं बताती हूँ कि इसमें मुझे लगता है कि दोनों कम्युनिटीज के जो लीडर्स हैं, जिनकी बातें उनके कम्युनिटी के लोग सुनते हैं, उनको बैठा के एक मीटिंग करनी पड़ेगी।
सर ये तो मैम, ये तो अमित शाह काफी दिनों पहले कर चुके हैं।
एक ऐसा सॉल्यूशन चाहिए।
आपके एमओएस जब हजारों लोग मारे जाते हैं तो 3 घंटे के लिए वहां पे जाते हैं राजेश पायलट जी। अमित शाह स्पेंड 3 डेज इन द स्टेट।
नहीं हो पाए तो इस
आप जो सोल्यूशन बता रहे हैं, देखिए
कहा था कि
द फोकस इज सोल्यूशन
हो गई है, पर अभी तक शांति की बहाली नहीं हुई है। ये मामला इतना आसान नहीं दिख रहा है क्योंकि उनमें आपस में इतनी घृणा है।
तो आप मान रहे हैं कि ये मामला आसान नहीं है? देयर इज डिस्ट्रस्ट।
नर्सिंग कॉलेज के स्टूडेंट्स, उन लोगों ने ऐसा कहा कि वो लोग इम्फाल में वो कॉलेज में नहीं जा सकते अपनी पढ़ाई पूरी करने, क्योंकि वहां पर सब लोग एक दूसरे के खून के प्यासे हो गए। जब खून का प्यासा कोई हो जाए,
बिकॉज प्लेन्स में देयर आर 7 मेडिकल कॉलेजेस एज अपोज टू नो मेडिकल कॉलेजेस इन द हिल एरियाज। और पिछले सिंस इंडिपेंडेंस कौन सी सरकार थी वहां पर? अगर ऐसा डिसबैलेंस है कि आपके एक एरिया में 7 मेडिकल कॉलेज हैं और एक में एक भी नहीं है, तो ये इसके लिए आप किसको ब्लेम करेंगे? आज की सरकार को या जो पहले 70 साल से वहां पे रूल कर रही हैं उनको?
देखिए, इतिहास में अगर हम जाएंगे तो बहुत कुछ सामने आएंगी। उस समय हमारे भाजपा के श्यामा प्रसाद मुखर्जी जी की क्या भूमिका थी स्वतंत्रता आंदोलन में? अगर हम वहां जाए तो आप क्या जवाब देंगे?
हम एप्पल्स की बात करेंगे, आप ऑरेंजेस में पहुंच जाएंगे तो कैसे चलेगा? बट एडवोकेट कौस्तव बागची, Congress has now been part of 2 separate visits to the state. If the aim is to look for solutions, can you tell me what is the solution? What is this fact-finding mission? What would have they found in 48 hours that the Ministry of Home Affairs would not have been able to find since the 3rd of May?
जो भी हम लोगों ने देखा।
मिस्टर बागची, मैम मिस्टर बागची के लिए सवाल है।
To kindly hold their horses. Just. What I'm trying to say is, whenever it comes to taking credits, like from the Tiger Reserve thing to everything, Mr. Modi comes into picture. When it comes to taking credits, Mr. Modi is all over there. No minister, no one does not come forward. It is only when there is something of the government which takes the government on a backward step, then only the other minister comes into play. That is the most funniest thing about this government.
So is your
now,
focus
this is an issue
that
which is just because of this government.
Okay.
This double engine की सरकार की वजह से आज मणिपुर जल रहा है। ये सरकार की ये जो डिवाइसिव आइडियोलॉजी है कि दोनों कम्युनिटी में भाग बंटवारा करके ये लोग रूल करना चाहते हैं।
अब सर, अब आप एक कम्युनिटी, सर अब
and what is the reason that
sir, I think we've settled that long ago that this is
not let the prime
what
minister
issue should be
speak.
solved there?
It's just because of the RSS ideology that Modi is not very able to speak, and he will never speak, and that is what the oppositions are demanding.
No, what?
But you brought a no trust motion. The opposition, your party has brought a no trust motion. Prime Minister is bound to speak.
आपके 18 लोग मारे गए, उनके बारे में क्या कहना है? अभी कांग्रेस के 18 लोग मारे गए थे कलकत्ता में, ये मेरा नहीं है, जितेंद्र रंजन साहब का बयान है। उसके बारे में कहना, किसकी आइडियोलॉजी थी जो 18 लोग मारे गए आपके कांग्रेस पार्टी के? 50 में से 18 कांग्रेस पार्टी के थे।
आपने फिगर ठीक से जाना नहीं, वो 8 लोगों की हत्या हुई है।
मैं आपको पूछा ना, आप आइडियोलॉजी की बात कर रहे हैं।
Let's once again, my humble request is, let us not indulge in pointing fingers. If the focus is solution for Manipur,
and we are
every death is a death too many if it happens out of a crime, sir. whether it is West Bengal or Rajasthan or BJP ruled state or Congress ruled state or any state whatsoever, can we stick to the question and the issue at hand, which is, Mr. Tauseef Ur Rehman, that there is a problem in Manipur. Nobody can deny there has been a failure on the part of the governance from the state level as well as the central level. If you are looking for solutions tomorrow when the parliament convenes, will you be willing to pose your takeaways from this trip on the floor of the parliament and let everyone see what government has to offer in terms of answers?
No, absolutely. Once this no confidence motion will start, and according to the parampara of parliament, the date will be allotted and Narendra Modi will come inside the parliament. He will start speaking. But there's a very good point, my AIADMK friend, which he has raised, that what is the real problem? What actually has happened in Manipur? Now, my friend, who will tell me what has happened in Manipur? Well,
Home
this
Minister
India party
who has been there for 3 days himself, whose deputy has been there for...
Ma'am, Priya ji, this is what I want to explain. The local people, the commoners, the citizens of India, they want to know. But my friend, tell me, who will explain this? Who is ruling in Manipur? BJP government. Who is ruling in India? BJP government. तो आपकी डबल इंजन की सरकार संभालेगी ना?
अरे but Home Minister Amit Shah is also from BJP only. He is not from some other party. He is not from AIADMK.
Take away.
We took responsibility
After 2 days of time you spent in Manipur.
You charged all the allegations in Bengal. We took the responsibility. Now if something is happening in Manipur,
अच्छा दो दिन के ये जो पॉलिटिकल टूरिज्म किया उसका टेक अवे बता दीजिए ये 2 दिन का जो पॉलिटिकल टूरिज्म किया उसका टेक अवे बता दीजिए
Yeah, we have 3 parties whose representatives went to Manipur. Let me just quickly take this across the table, starting from Dr. Mahua Maji. Ma'am, if you could just list 2 takeaways from your trip, not in generics but in specific. It was supposed to be a fact-finding mission. There are reactions that have come that have said that we wanted actual facts to be presented and assessed. What are your 2 assessments?
People are in trouble till now. They want
but ma'am, we knew that even before you went. ये तो हमको आपके जाने से पहले भी पता था. ये तो हमें 80 दिन से पता है कि वहाँ पे ट्रबल है.
No, I knew, but actual fact हम अपनी आंखों से देखना चाहते थे. They are
तो आपको लगा कि इतने दिन से जो लोग बोल रहे हैं कि मणिपुर में कॉन्फ्लिक्ट है और क्लैशेस हैं, आपको लगा वो ठीक नहीं है?
अभी भी वहाँ आग लगी हुई है. अभी भी लोग वहाँ पर बमबारी हो रही है. अभी भी गोलियां चल रही है. अभी भी उनके खाद्य पदार्थ लूट लिए जा रहे हैं. अभी भी वहाँ इंटरनेट कनेक्शन
तो ये तो हमें दिल्ली में बैठ के भी पता है. ये तो मुझे पता है. मैं नहीं गई मणिपुर.
सॉल्यूशन हम लोग
मैम दिल्ली के सॉल्यूशन की बात कर रहे हैं. मैं नॉट टू नेल यू डाउन ऑन एनीथिंग.
3 दिन रखे कि शांति की बहाली हो गई है. वो तो वायरल वीडियो आने के बाद पता चला. अदरवाइज दिल्ली में पता नहीं था. आप कैसे पता करेंगे? आपके पास फोटोग्राफ्स भी नहीं आ रहे हैं. इंटरनेट कनेक्शन बंद है. कितने वीडियोस बने पड़े होंगे.
वीडियो के लिए तो कोई मणिपुर नहीं गया. वो तो वीडियो वायरल हो गया.
जाने के बाद जो
विक्टिम से क्या फायदा हुआ? बस एक बता दीजिए सोल्यूशन कि आप वहां पे गए, आपने अपनी आंखों से देखा, आप वापस क्या ऐसा लेके आए जिससे सोल्यूशन हो गया?
क्या हमें ये पता चला कि स्वयं माननीय गवर्नर भी वहां पर हेल्पलेस हैं. वो भी अभी अपोजिशन की हेल्प लेना चाहती हैं. उन्होंने हमसे कहा, हम लोगों से, कि आप लोग मिलकर ही कोई समस्या का समाधान निकालिए. यही फायदा हुआ कि वहाँ की सरकार तो कर ही नहीं पा रही है. माननीय गवर्नर बहुत संवेदनशील है. उन्होंने बहुत अच्छे से बात की. उन्होंने खुद हम लोगों से कहा कि आप लोग दिल्ली जाके आप लोग मीटिंग कीजिए, आप लोग कुछ कीजिए, यहाँ इसको बचाइए. जो वो अपनी सरकार से नहीं कर पाई वो हमसे कही.
Advocate Koustav Bagchi, Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary went there and he spoke out after his visit. What did you learn from the trip?
See, it's completely that we have come to a conclusion that after 3rd May, this entire incident had taken place. Ever since 3rd May, more than 150 lives have been lost in Manipur.
Yes.
The majority of the problem is with regard to the divisive politics being conducted by the BJP. The tribal solidarity march was against the government and against a particular... That is what the BJP is always up to.
No, but let's talk about Manipur. No, sir, always में तो फिर if I start talking about Congress's divisive politics, then we can sit here till cows come home.
And that is something which is debarring the Prime Minister from him to speak. It is debarring the Prime Minister from him to speak.
But he is speaking.
Absolutely. Based on
He is bound to speak.
The BJP that the Manipur is burning today. It's just because
we knew Manipur is burning since 89 days now.
Support towards this incitement of this violence that is going on.
Sir, Mr. Tauseef Ur Rehman, how is one to believe that there is substance when opposition parties and MPs say that we went there looking for a solution, trying to find facts? As somebody, I mean, nobody in this country would believe that everything is fine with Manipur, and the state government as well as the central government has done a great job. There have been issues, major issues, but you are not helping my cause if I want to find out the flaws. Can you enlighten our viewers that this trip by 21 MPs from 16 parties, no less, what did they tell us that we did not know? How will it help in finding a solution?
Priya ji, I'm sure they must have filed the report. They must have done their job. The homework has been done, and they have spoken to the governor as well.
What was the job?
They will go and report in parliament. So now, if they are not reporting anything inside the parliament, then it will be of no use. But I'm sure they are being subjected to the report, and the governor has spoken to them, and this will be shown inside the parliament. The discussion will be there, and I'm telling you, tomorrow it will be a big day because the parliament session is again starting. The discussion will be there, and I'm sure it will be a nice discussion. It will be a healthy discussion, and you know, the main objective is to inform the people of India. If you cannot explain the people of India, the voters, whether it's from Manipur, Bengal, Chhattisgarh, Rajasthan, then there is no use.
Mr. R.P. Singh, there is the question of accountability. Now, there have been some, although nobody on the panel here mentioned, that have said otherwise, that they want Prime Minister to speak earlier, because if he speaks in the end, there cannot be cross-questioning. If he speaks outside the floor of the, outside the parliament, like he spoke before the session, nobody can counter him on what he says. Do you think that as an exception, probably because Prime Minister is the leader of the country and the government shouldn't ideally have anything that they cannot answer, probably this is a time to take an initiative?
Well, do you remember the last parliament session? Prime Minister was speaking and disruption was on, and throughout the slogans were chanted. He was not allowed to speak in the parliament, and then they kept chanting slogans. And he has to speak in that chaos. So if that is that's the actual scene, because even if he speaks, they won't allow him to speak. They will again start chanting slogans. They want to create a scene. As I said, it's just even this complete. अरे सर रोका नहीं सर आपको. अरे सर गलती आदत छोड़ दीजिए ना प्लीज. ये टाइम्स नाउ का चैनल है. अच्छा प्लीज बोलने दीजिए सर. मैं आपको टोका नहीं आपको.
Let him finish, Mr. Rehman. Let him finish, yes. Mr. Sathyan, I will come to you next. I see you raising your hand. Give Mr. Singh 30 seconds, then we'll come to you. Yes.
Yeah.
Mr. R.P. Singh.
Now, since the voter no confidence is there, Prime Minister will surely speak. But I am telling you today, they won't allow the Prime Minister to speak. But they will create disruption again. Because for them, this complete political tourism which they have done, you just ask questions from the madam that what is the one solution, two solutions they can suggest in the of the complete issue. They have no answer to that. They are only telling you what everyone knows in the country today, what has been there in on the television channel throughout. But since they want to launch their new group, the INDA, and that's why they are using this as a platform.
Mr. Sathyan, one of the proposals that did come from one of the visiting MPs, Mr. Gaurav Gogoi, said that let an all-party delegation go, let the ruling party lead the delegation. We'll be happy to be a part of that. Do you think that could be a way forward?
Yeah, but there are already 4 hypotheses which are out in open. The hypothesis number 1 is it is between Meitei and Kuki. The hypothesis 2 is no, it's the drug lords and their stakeholders who are behind this. Hypothesis 3 is infiltrators. Hypothesis 4 is there is a foreign hand, particularly from China. Did the opposition were able to make any inroads or finding on these hypotheses? No. What is their takeaway or what is their finding? Till now it is not open, out in open. If tomorrow, if there were to be a discussion that has to happen in Parliament, what will be the questions from the opposition? that can let the people know that their 2-day visit was effective and this will lead to the solution in Manipur. Rather than keeping the issue burning and keeping it alive for political mileage and benefit.
And it is a job of any responsible
where the core
opposition
hypothesis
to
which is
keep
out
the
in
government
open,
on
where
its
the opposition
toes.
not able to find any clue to this.
But if your focus is only that the Prime Minister should not take credit and not about solutions to a conflict, your focus is wrong, your priority is wrong. Questions should be raised, must be raised, and the government now repeatedly says, even today, you have two leaders, Sambit Patra, who's in charge of the Northeast, as well as Union Minister Anurag Thakur, saying, please discuss, we are willing to listen to what you have found on the ground. Speak on the floor of the parliament. Let us address your questions. The solution should be the focus, not confrontation. That is the biggest takeaway. चर्चा होनी चाहिए, चर्चा में रहना आपका मकसद नहीं होना चाहिए, irrespective of which side of the political divide you belong. Thank you, gentlemen, as well as Dr. Mahua Maji for joining us on this broadcast. We take a very quick break.